All right, Moj. Vic, let me throw this out to you.
Please.
Without saying injury, give me the reason why it's not going to work.
Offensive line doesn't get the push that it needs to get the running game going. I still have to see it.
What if they're just not as good as we think they are?
Give me how.
I gave you a
Vic
how.
Vic did. I want for Moj.
Well, 25-year-old Bo Nix doesn't have that much more ceiling to get to.
Okay.
That would be a problem.
Is that a concern with – you know what? Actually, let's throw this out there. Real quick. Hang on. Hold on, Nelly. Get my hotkey up.
Straw poll. Oh, yeah.
Are you concerned that Bo Nix's ceiling is just kind of where it was last year? Like he's just a decent quarterback and that's it? Or do you think there's way more that he has to offer? Because I think there's plenty of people that what you suggest, I'm not saying that you believe that, Moj, but what you suggested, I think there's plenty of people who do think that.
Well, what's the one thing he hasn't done yet that I'm waiting for? He's done a lot. He's proven a lot, man. His touchdown to interception ratio, he's won a lot of games already. He got his team to the playoffs already. Mm-hmm. But what's the one thing he hasn't done yet that I'm waiting for? What is it?
Consistently hit guys downfield, like
rally his team from a deficit
Sure.
in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Here's all the guys.
Like, is he an elevator? Is he somebody who can carry a team, or is he somebody where things have to be right?
Again, this is from a guy who comes from the Elway era when it happened every week. When you're down a touchdown or 2 touchdowns in the fourth, it didn't matter because your quarterback is good enough to rally you. Is this guy good enough to rally them when they need it most?
Okay, and again, I don't want to be unfair to him because I think he's very good. But he came in as an aged quarterback out of college. Here's all the guys who are his age or younger. You ready? Will Levis, meh. Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy, Bryce Young, Jaden Daniels, C.J. Stroud, Caleb Williams.
Why are you concerned about age, though?
Well,
he's got 15 years he can play if he wants to.
I understand that, but I'm saying where's his ceiling going to go? Because I'll tell you what, I look at the ceiling for some of these other guys, and I don't think they've hit it yet. I don't think Jordan Love has hit his ceiling yet. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence hasn't. Has Brock Purdy? Maybe he has. Jaden Daniels has not. C.J. Stroud has not. Caleb Williams has not, although he looked terrific in his preseason game the other day. And Drake May, they're really high on in New England. So, I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know where his ceiling is. It maybe is a lot higher. But that you're asking me if I had a concern, that would be a reason they wouldn't get to where I think they can get to.
If Bo Nix was a quarterback is really good when the stuff around him is really good, is that good enough for you? Like if he's who are some examples? I think Goff is one of those guys where if things are good around him, then he's a really good quarterback. If they aren't, then he's not. I think Brock Purdy is one of those guys. If he's
you know what's sad is what I just asked for. I said, God, can he rally your team? He did rally his team, and then the kick got blocked.
Yeah,
he did that. He did it in Kansas City on the road. He put his team in position to win that game, and then the kick got blocked. So he was denied that from his resume last year. Now, it wasn't like the drive in Cleveland. He wasn't at his 2-yard line. It wasn't that. But he got his team in field position.
Against arguably the best defense in the league.
He did. He did it. And it got ruined by a missed block.
Yeah.
So, but can he do so where you are confident? Like, you're watching a game and the Chargers score with 1:04 left. And they're up by 4. Are you confident enough to think he can?
I actually do think that.
Okay.
I was thinking about it a different way. I think he's capable of doing what you're asking, Vic. My question is, what if there's a game in which the defense just doesn't have it? Can he do that? Can he win like the shootout where it's like, you know what? It's not going to be perfect every week. No. And you know what? Justin Herbert just threw for 4 touchdowns your defense. Can you keep up?
That's called the Buffalo game.
Yeah.
The defense didn't have it.
Can you do that? Or the Baltimore game
or the Cincinnati game.
They took Cincy to OT.
I understand that, but how much of that was him?
No, I agree. But that's what I'm getting at. Like, let's say that they have a stretch where you, knock on wood, PS2 and Benito just aren't in the lineup, and they both have some sort of injury that sidelines them for 3 to 4 weeks. Is he capable of overcoming that stuff and having the offense play better than the defense? That's what I don't know yet. Because it felt a lot like hand-in-hand stuff. Like he'd capitalize on a pick from the defense and score. You know what I mean?
For the record, I think he's ready to make that leap.
Yeah.
I really do. I think this is the year. I'm going to tell you right now, I think there are going to be 2 or 3 games that he rescues. And you know those games,
I
right?
hope so.
Sure, yeah.
Where your quarterback rescues you. You know those games. Everybody, again, who's been around long enough, Elway would get how many? He'd have like 5 or 6 of those a season.
Yeah, he would. I want to reiterate, too, that I'm not saying that I don't believe there is a high ceiling for Bo Nix.
Oh, but you're asking, and I think it's fair.
No, I'm not asking. I'm just saying you're asking me to come up with a scenario. I'm having a hard time outside of injury, Brett.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time coming up with scenarios, especially with the new weapons and the emerging weapons that he has. I'm having a hard time coming up with a scenario where the Broncos regress to 8-9.
Let me ask you this.
Okay, so that's I'm just saying that would be, however unlikely that Bo Nix scenario is, that would be one of them. So get off my case, toilet face.
Can he win games he's not supposed to win?
That's the next step. They won the games they were supposed to last year. They beat one, as long as you don't include Week 18.
Kansas City doesn't count.
Yeah, they beat one winning team last year, or a playoff team, and that was Tampa. And they did that in Week 3.
It was pretty good
was
win.
probably
Pretty
the-
good win.
One
It
of
was
the
a
most
great
impressive
win.
performances.
No, it was a great win.
Hey, it was a pretty good win. And you know what? They won some games, Brett, as well, that I don't know if you should win that game. They went and they stomped Tampa in Tampa. And again, the Bucs were coming off a big win the week before. But they won some other games that I was pretty impressed with.
Well, I think I've given you guys this number before. Last year, they were 9-0 in games they were favored.
Yeah.
They were 1-7 in games that they weren't. That's what's got to change. They took care. I've always said this. Good teams beat the teams they're supposed to beat. That's the ones you favored in. Great teams win the games that either they're not supposed to or it's like a dead even sort of lock.